Hi guys, good evening. Guys, if you are able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So let's begin today's session. So yesterday I explained about the one of the SDLC models, that is V model. We are halfway through it. So let me open the images. And this was the image I created yesterday. Okay. So let me download this. Go to the downloads folder, and this was the image. Okay. This is what I have created yesterday. I'll copy this. Okay, then I'll paste it here. So this is what I covered yesterday in yesterday's session, guys. So we are going to continue this. So I explained about the V model and here verification and validation and how the verification testing will be done in a static testing way. To perform the verification testing of this all these things in a static testing way, there are different techniques to be followed. Okay, the combination of techniques can be used for verifying all this stuff in a static testing way. What are the static testing techniques and what is static testing already covered? Without running the code, if you are performing the testing, that is called as static testing. To perform such kind of testing, we have different static testing techniques. Walkthrough I already covered yesterday, guys, which is an informal type of thing. Walkthrough already covered. Now we have something like inspections, code reviews, pair programming, technical reviews. Okay, let's see about the inspections for now. Okay, let's see the inspections for now. Okay, so here, static testing techniques, inspections. Okay, just search for inspections, guys. Let me retry this. Okay, so there is a problem. Let me write something here. That is a static testing techniques, and I'll simply say inspections. Like walkthrough was an informal one, right? But this is a formal one. Okay, inspection is a formal one. So, like a walkthrough was an inspection, like a informal review, whereas inspection is a formal review process, formal and structured review process. Now, tell me, guys, which one is formal, which one is informal? Okay, walkthrough, whether it is formal or informal. Tell me, guys. You can tell, you can mention the answer in the chat box. Walkthrough type of review is a formal or informal? You can type in the chat box your answer. Yes, it's informal, right? It's informal. That's correct. What about inspections? Inspections are formal or informal? Inspections. Just type inspection and say hyphen formal or informal. You have to mention. What about inspections? They are formal or informal? Inspections are formal. You are right. Okay. So walkthroughs are informal type of reviews. Okay. Where inspections are formal and structured review process. And to do this, there is a process, guys. There is a step-by-step process, Unlike walkthroughs, inspections are done in a formal and structured review way where multiple participants who meticulously go through a software work product to identify defects, compliance issues, or improvements in a systematic, structured process way will be there. Okay. It's a formal process. Multiple participants will be there. And here, in this kind of inspections, right, this different the people who will be attending this inspection kind of formal meeting will be given different roles. One will be given moderator, other one will be given author, other one will be given reader, okay, reviewer, like the different roles will be given. Here are the different roles. Okay, fine. Just check here, guys. Moderator. One of just write down these roles, guys, in the chat box. You can write them. One of the role that will be there in the formal review process, that is inspection, is in the inspection formal review process. One of the role is what? Moderator. Okay. One of the role, important role we have, one of the person who is attending this this formal, inspection kind of meeting. Okay, moderator. There is a role known as, important role known as moderator. Moderator facilitates the process, ensures rules are followed. Moderator facilitates the process, ensures rules are followed, guys. Okay. Moderator will facilitate the process, ensures rules are followed. Okay. Fine. That is moderator. The one who will moderate and take care of the entire inspection kind of meeting or review process is a moderator. Okay. Who will conduct this? Who will make sure that this inspection kind of review happens in a proper way. Okay. According to the rules and regulations that are set, is happening or not, moderator will take care of. Okay. Then other one is what? What is other role we have? Author. The one, for example, here, let's say BRS document is there. Who is the author of the BRS document, guys? Tell me. Who will be the author of the BRS document? Tell me. BA, right? So here in this case, in this inspection kind of meeting, author will be BA. For BRS document as an example, author will be BA. Okay. Moderator is the one who will conduct the meeting, will invite everyone, will take care of the things, other things going well in the meeting. At the end of the meeting, sending some post meeting minutes and all, moderator will take care of. Okay. And also, while the meeting is going on, moderator will arrange everyone, you do like this, you do like that. Okay. He will take care of the stuff during the meeting. Okay. Moderator, the one who will moderate the entire process as part of inspection is moderator. The owner of that particular document for which actually the inspection is happening is the author. Here in our case, for BRS document, BA is the author. Second one is what? Reader. In this inspection kind of meeting, okay, reader is the one who will, okay, take you through the document, etc., which need to be tested. Verification testing need to be done using the inspection way. Reader will read it. Author is the one who is actual creator, but author is not reading this for you or presenting it for you. Who is presenting or reading it for you? There's another separate role known as reader. Reader will present it to you. Author is the one who created, but reader is the one given role in the meeting participants or inspection review process. Okay, this reader will read the document for you. Okay, even though reader is not the original creator of the document, but there is separate role known as reader who will, according to the process set by the inspection, will read the document for you. Okay, before everyone in the meeting, reader will read the or take you through the material or document for everyone in the meeting. And we have something known as reviewers. Who are reviewers, guys? Offline. Inspection happens in offline. Maybe online also may be possible, but generally speaking, these are theoretical topics, guys. Inspections generally happen in offline. Okay. But these are all ideal stuff, guys. I have never seen someone conducting this kind of reviews, inspections, walkthroughs. These are just for knowledge purpose, guys. Okay. These are just for knowledge purpose. I have never seen someone naming some meeting as a walkthrough, some person naming something as inspection. Maybe it may happen in some companies, but I never have seen such kind of meetings happening in my career. Okay. But if someone asks you what is inspection, you should be able to understand at least. Okay. I've never seen a moderator, author, reader, reviewer, recorder. All the stuff I've not seen anywhere, guys. In any projects, big projects, small projects I've worked, but never have seen this kind of roles and things happening. Okay. So maybe some companies will be there. In some companies, some projects will be there. Okay. Maybe in that V model may be followed. Maybe they may follow it. Okay. But I have never come across such kind of, yes, for knowledge purpose, right? 100% right. Okay. Just for knowledge purpose. This doesn't happen in real time. Maybe used to happen, but nowadays I didn't see anywhere. Okay. But anyhow, whether it happens or not, if tomorrow, if you come across a project or a company which insists on conducting the V model in a correct manner where verification testing need to be done, validation testing need to be done, and they want to do some R&D and research on how the V model can be implemented properly, and they ask you to do it, what you will do? Since there is no other possibility, you will try to conduct all this stuff, right? It may happen with you. Okay, we don't know. So with that need, right, though it doesn't happen generally in most of the projects, maybe you may come across such kind of projects where this kind of things need to be needed. With that note, right, you have to learn all the stuff. Okay. So moderator you understood, author you understood, reader is the one who will just read the document or walk through you through the document there. Reviewers are the one who will identify, who will examine the work while the reader is reading and author is already present in the meeting. Before everyone, reviewers will actually examine the work. Okay, in their point of view, whether it is correct or not, they will check and try to identify the problems or ask the questions. Okay. So the job of the reader is to go through the document. Okay, make everyone go through the document by reading it before. Okay, everyone. Okay, or presenting it before everyone is a reader. If any question comes from the reviewer, who will answer? If any questions comes from the reviewer, who can answer? Reader will answer? No. Author is the creator, right? The author has to answer it. Okay, author has to answer it. Reader will just read it. Okay, but the main one who will take the feedback or give the answers for the questions that you have asked is the author. Okay. Then we have something known as reviewers, examine the work and identify the issues. Okay. Then finally, we have something known as another role known as recorder. Okay. Which is optional. It may or may not be available. Logs, whatever the meeting details that are happening during the meeting will be recorded. Okay. Recorder means somehow in some way the meeting discussions will be recorded. Okay. While the reader is reading, recorder is actually writing or making notes of what is happening in the meeting, what discussions are going on, everything will be recorded. Okay. So recorder. Getting my point, guys? Here moderator is there who will conduct the meeting in a proper way, make sure that everything goes well. Is a moderator. Author is original creator of the document. Reader is whose role is to just leads the team through the material by reading or presenting. Reviewer is the one who will reviewers. Multiple reviewers can be there here for moderator. Author, reader, recorder is there. But here reviewers, multiple people can be reviewers in the meeting. Okay. Those people will examine the work before everyone and identify the problems or ask the questions to the authors and author will answer them. Recorder is the one. What is going through the meeting will be noted down. Okay. And at the end of the meeting, moderator will collect all the things from the recorder and will share it with everyone, like minutes of meetings and etc. etc. Okay. So in the inspection process, this many roles are there, and also these steps need to be conducted, guys. Okay. First, planning phase will be there where so the one kind of person like moderator will be decided in the team and who will select the work product like a BRS document or SRS document. We don't know what need to be performed verification testing of. Okay. That product will be created and selected and inspection team will be created. Okay. And the inspection team will be created. Then a small overview meeting will happen where author will present the product and then preparation. Reviewers before meeting happens, right? They will the product which is demonstrated by author will be reviewed by everyone before coming to the meeting so that they will be ready to tell their point of views in the meeting. Okay. Then inspection meeting will happen where this author and reviewers will meet and they will go through all this discussion process. Then rework process where author corrects the defects. At the end of the meeting, after the meeting is done, all the feedback will come to the author and author will take care of the stuff. Then follow-up meeting, moderator will finally ensure that all the defects are addressed. Okay. So this kind of stuff, guys, a process-oriented way of reviewing the documents or performing the verification testing is done in the inspection process. So this is what is an inspection process, guys. This is what is an inspection process. Theoretically, you need to understand this, guys. Okay. I told you already, right? This kind of things doesn't happen in real time much, but you should have the knowledge and what type of roles will be there, what type of things will happen during the inspection. At a high level, at least you have to understand. Okay. Just for knowledge purpose and for interviews, I don't think people will ask this kind of questions. But if you are attending some kind of things like ISTQB foundation level certificate, etc., then this kind of things will come into picture. Fine. Then we have something like next thing is what, guys? Everyone clear with these inspections? Everyone clear with the inspections? Now tell me, guys, what are the different roles we have in the inspection? In the inspection, inspections, what are the different type of roles we have? Anyone remember? Moderator. Then next one, author. Then reader. Then reviewers, multiple people. Then finally, recorder. Okay. These are the different roles we have. Okay. And different phases are also there, like step-by-step process is there for inspections, like, planning phase was there, uh, author session will be there. After that, reviewers will be given some time for preparation. Then inspection meeting will happen. After inspection meeting is happen, author will rework on the document with the given feedback. And after that, what is their case? Then moderator will make sure that author has done the work or not. Okay. So all these things will come in a process oriented way or formal way. Okay, with all the details. Okay, fine. So hope everyone understood what is inspections and all. Then next one is what, guys? Code reviews. Next one is what? Code reviews. Next one is code reviews. Okay. Next thing is next type of reviews we have under static testing techniques is code reviews. Okay. What are code reviews? We'll see. Code reviews. Okay. Has anyone tried the this static analysis tool like SonarQube, etc.? Has anyone got a chance to try SonarQube? I gave an assignment, right? It was an optional assignment though. But I gave an assignment here, like try to use Sonar Cube and all. Okay. If anyone got a chance, that's very good. And if have not done, maybe can try it next time. Okay. Try to use Sonar Cube. In the yesterday session, I gave you this assignment. Okay. Try to use Sonar Cube and do static analysis of code I mentioned. Okay. At least give a try of how to use the tool and all. Okay. That's all. Fine. Anyhow, whether you have done it or not doesn't matter because those are optional assignments. It's for your own benefit. But my duty is to give the assignments for everyone to be done. Okay, so you try it out and see whether it is possible or not. Okay, the next thing here is code reviews, right? Code reviews. Okay, what are code reviews? Another static testing technique is code reviews. In code review is a systematic examination of source code to find bugs, improve code quality, and ensure adhering to coding standards without executing the program. Okay. So purpose of code reviews, detect bugs and logical errors early. You see, in code review is nothing but someone is reviewing your code, right? Okay, someone is reviewing your code. Different type of code reviews will be there. So one will be peer reviews, pair programming, okay, formal review, tool assisted review, like different type of code reviews will be there. So what is mean by code review, guys? Basically, what is mean by code review? So one person has written the code. Let's say one person has written the code. Since you cannot identify the problems in the code that you have written, this code need to be shared with another person. This code need to be shared with another person and whom you call as a reviewer. This particular person, we don't know. This can be a senior role in your company or maybe your colleague. It can depend on type of the code review, guys. Okay. It depends on the type of the code review. There are different type of people that we come across in our company, right? When we are working in a company, general colleagues will be there who are at the same level of ours, or there will be senior people. There will be some architects or different type of people will be there. So whenever we write some code, we want to cross check whatever the code we have written is following the proper standards and all. To cross check that, we'll okay, according to the company policies and project policies, we have written the code or not. So before accepting the code as final, this code need to be sent to the another person who need to review it. Maybe your colleague at the same level or your senior team members or whatever it is. That particular person will go through this code and try to identify the problems in the code and give the feedback to you. These are the changes you need to do for betterment of this code. That feedback you will take. Originally, you created the code as a developer or something. You created the code and you send the code to the reviewer, maybe your colleague or senior people, and that senior people or colleague will review your code and if any mistakes are there, okay, the feedback will be given. The feedback will be given. According to the given feedback, the changes to be done. Okay, once you have the discussion and all, the original person who has written this code will try to fix the problem. Try to fix the problem. Okay, try to fix the problem to make the code possible. Okay, code review. Code review is a systematic examination of the source code to find bugs, improve code quality, and ensure adhering to the coding standards without executing the program. It is a type of static testing and may be formal or informal depending on the process. Okay, it can be sometimes formal way of doing the code review or informal way. Okay, Maintain code you see, in a project, multiple people will be working on, but one person is writing the code in a different way, another person is following the coding standards in a different way. So all the mix will happen, and outcome will come in a bad way. So instead of that, if the entire project team members have to do in a consistent manner, coding in a consistent manner, following the same rules and regulations, this kind of code reviews are required. Okay, some coding standards are followed or not will be reviewed, and a lot of other problems identified in the code will be given as a feedback to rectify. Okay, you see different type of code reviews are there. What are the different type of code reviews we have? Formal review. Okay, a formal review is a process where structured process similar to inspection. Then we have peer review, reviewed by colleagues. Okay, if you are getting your code written by you in an informal way by your colleague or your friend at office, that is peer review. Okay, peer review means peer review means if colleague of yours, okay, has reviewing your code just to help you in writing the code better. Okay, so you are helping each other. Okay, you have done some work and your colleague has some. Okay, your colleague will give his work to you and you will give your work to the colleague to cross check whether we are missing anything or we have made some mistakes. Sometimes we cannot identify our own mistakes, so we'll give it to other person to check cross check. Okay, in a informal way though. Okay, that is peer review. Everyone clear what is peer review means? Everyone clear what is peer review means? Informal way. Okay, here one more type of thing will come here in the diagram. So here different type of code reviews will be there. Under the code review, we have pair programming as one, technical review as another one. Another one also will come. Okay. This is a main area. Under the code reviews, different type of code reviews are there, like pair programming, technical reviews. Okay. Peer reviews. Okay. Peer reviews and so on. Okay. Peer reviews and so on. Many things will be there. Okay. Under code review, we have pair programming, technical reviews, peer reviews. Okay. A lot of other stuff. So in the peer review means colleagues will be doing that review for you of the code. Okay. That is peer review. Then we have pair programming. Okay, here we also have the pair programming, right? Here we also have the pair programming. In pair programming, what is pair programming? What is pair programming? Let me explain. Okay, pair programming. Okay, here simultaneous in pair programming, simultaneously work will happen. At same simultaneously review will happen. What happens here is you say there will be a computer machine, and before the computer machine, two developers will be sitting. Okay, two colleagues or whatever the roles are there. It doesn't matter about the roles. Two developers will be sitting while one person is writing the code, other person will review the code simultaneously. While one person is writing the code, other person is reviewing the code simultaneously. This is what is called as pair programming. Got it, guys? Clear? What is pair programming? In programming, while one person is writing the code, other person is reviewing the code. Other person is reviewing the code. That is called as pair programming. Got it? Two developers kind of people will sit together and write while one developer is writing the code and real time other person will review the code. That is called as pair programming. Peer review means just informal way of giving your code to another developer, maybe colleague or someone. That colleague or someone will review the code for you, okay, and give you the feedback or identify some mistakes in your code and tell you these are the things I identified. So just cross checking with other person is like peer review. Whereas in pair programming, two developers will be sitting together, and one will be writing and other will be reviewing the code. That is called as pair programming. Okay. So many other types are there, guys. The things will keep going on digging. Okay. We can keep digging. The major items I am giving like peer programming, peer review, pair programming. You need to understand. Okay. So fine. What else is there next? You understood walkthroughs, inspections, under code reviews, different varieties are there. You understood what is pair programming and peer reviews. One more thing is that like technical reviews. So what about technical reviews? I'll say. What about technical reviews? Okay. Okay, so I'll ask it peer reviews, peer versus peer programming versus code reviews versus technical reviews. I'll just ask it like this in a different way. Okay. Peer reviews means informal reviews by team members. That is peer reviews. Okay. You don't have to worry about all the stuff. We'll see if it is required. We'll do that. Okay. Two developers working together on the same code side by side. One is writing, another one is reviewing. Is real time is pair programming. Okay. The next one, code reviews. Uh, General one, review of code after development. It can code reviews can be done in a peer review way or pair programming way. And here technical reviews is a formal, okay? It is a formal way where structured meeting to assess technical aspects, okay? The technical review. Technical review means formal way of doing the review, okay? Here, mostly in peer review and pair programming, informal way will be there. But here in technical reviews, a meeting kind of thing will be conducted, okay? Okay, fine. Peer review is flexible and informal. Pair programming is real-time coding approach. One writes and other one's reviews simultaneously. Okay, code review. Technical review is structured, focus on technical soundness of designs or implementations. Okay. So we have, you got some idea, right? What are technical reviews? So this kind of meeting will be there where, different roles will be there again, like informal. What is that, guys? Okay. Inspections kind of stuff. Again, it's coming, review leader will be there. Okay. Organize and facilitators like moderator. Here we have review leader and we have the author who has developed some code. Okay. Reviewer provides technical feedback based on expertise. Okay. Reviewers will be there. It may be senior people or architect kind of person who will be reviewing your code. Recorder may not be there. Okay, these three will be enough. Though generally, these two may be also enough. Okay, depends on type of meeting. Okay, topics typically reviewed or these are very depth topics, guys. Okay, the more you dig, the more kind of answers will come. That's okay. Okay, the more kind of answers will come here. But at a high level, you need to try to understand at a high level, guys. Okay, when you compare this peer reviews, pair programming, code reviews, and technical reviews, right? Technical review looks like a formal process, whereas peer review and pair programming looks like an informal. And under code reviews, peer reviews, pair programming, technical reviews, everything will come under the code reviews. Whereas informal way of doing the code reviews is generally done in peer reviews and pair programming, whereas formal way will be in a form of meeting will be done by technical reviews. Okay. Author plus technical expert. You see, you can see here, this is another important line you can understand to understand the difference between different type of things. In peer reviews, author will be there and colleagues will be there. Okay. Colleagues or friends will be there. And in pair programming, one developer will be writing the code, other developer will be reviewing the code in the real time. Okay, that's the difference. In code reviews, developer will be there, some reviewer will be there. This reviewer can be replaced by peers, or this reviewer can be replaced by this other developer who is reviewing your code in the runtime in the real time, or this reviewer can be a technical expert, right? Code review is a general term, whereas under code review there are different type of code reviews like peer review, pair programming, and technical reviews. In case of technical reviews, mostly your code will be reviewed by the technical experts or architects kind of people. Okay, a senior people or technical architects or technical experts will review your code. That is technical reviews, and this process will be done in a formal structured way. Whereas since same level and dynamically you're doing here, informal way will be there, here formal way will be there. All these three items like peer reviews, pair programming, and technical review will come under the code reviews. Is it clear, guys? Guys, everyone clear with the type of code reviews and all? Just for knowledge purpose, guys, Okay, just for knowledge purpose, if in case you get this kind of things, you need to answer, right? So try to do more R&D, guys. That's okay. Whatever I'm giving is more than enough. Okay. Whatever I'm explaining in these sessions is more than enough. Hope you understood the differences, right? That's very important. Here, technical expert will be doing your review of the code. Maybe senior or architect people or technical expert will review the code. In case of pair programming, two developers will be sitting side by side and one developer will be writing, other developer will be reviewing the code. In peer reviews, just you are handing over your code to the colleague to cross check at a high level, like whether any problems are there in the code. Okay, in a casual way, you're getting it reviewed is peer programming, peer reviews, sorry. Okay, all this fall under the code reviews. Guys, if you are able to understand this different type of code reviews here, Different under reviews, we have walkthroughs, inspections, and code reviews. If you understood all these three variety of code reviews here, just type C in the chat box, guys. Just type C in the chat box if you understood technical reviews and peer reviews and pair programming. So here under peer reviews. So here under peer reviews, okay, under peer reviews, colleague, okay. I don't remember spelling. That's okay. Okay. So team member or colleague will, okay, will review the code. Review the code in an informal way, casual way. Okay. That is peer review. Pair programming, one developer writing, one developer reviewing. Code review is a common term. Whereas technical reviews means other one is technical reviews. Okay. You see, software testing is very simple, guys, but ultimately, once you understand what is going on in real time, a lot of other knowledge is required in manual part, right? A lot of knowledge is required, guys. Okay. The kind of topics that you need to learn for understanding manual testing concepts is a very depth topic. You know, a lot of people take it very light. Manual testing as very light. Okay. Why you are spending so much of time on manual testing like that? They will say, but knowledge is always important, guys. Okay. In manual testing part, knowledge is important. At least you should have the knowledge so that tomorrow someone talks about some difficult terms and all, should be able to correct them. You should be able to answer them. You should be able to understand the things. At least for that purpose, you have to gain this knowledge. Whether you will use it or not doesn't matter. But to have the command on the project, and when you are working on a project in manual testing projects and all, right, you should have the command of what will be there in software testing. You should have the knowledge. Okay. Here, review will be done by technical experts. Okay. That's what you have to know. Great. Fine. So with this, guys, we are done with the different static testing techniques, guys. Okay. With this, we are done with the different static testing techniques. So verification testing will be done in a static testing way, and to perform the verification testing in a static testing way on these documents and code and everything, right? There are different static testing techniques that generally people will follow in real time. So in that, one of the thing is static analysis, another thing is reviews. Under reviews, we have walkthroughs, inspections, and code reviews. Under code reviews, we have pair programming, peer reviews, technical reviews, and many other things also may be there. But important things I have listed down here. Okay, important things I have listed down here. Okay, great. So I will do one thing. I'll just put this diagram into the, I'll provide this diagram drawing into the, this, you know, I'll open the Telegram group and post that here. Okay, just send it here. That's it. Great, done. Okay, fine. So this part is good, guys. Okay, this part is good. So what I will do now here is I'll remove this part for a while. In place of this, I'll work on the validation part now. Okay, I'll work on the validation part. So verification part is done, guys. Okay, this much of knowledge you should have about the verification part. But now we have the validation part. Now we have the validation part. We are going to discuss about a lot of theoretical concepts and things about the validation part. Under validation, okay, once the code is built, okay, once the code is built, we'll do unit testing. Okay, as part of validation. As part of validation testing, we do unit testing. Other one is integration testing. Other one is integration testing. Okay, as part of validation, then next one is integration testing. Then we have something known as system testing. And the last one is UAT or user acceptance testing. You can call it as UAT or user acceptance testing. Okay, UAT or user acceptance testing, you need to understand. Okay, so what are these unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing of validation here? As part of validation testing will be done in 4 ways. That is unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and once the code is built, then unit testing will be done, integration testing will be done, system testing will be done, in user acceptance testing will be done. Okay. So these 4 things like unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing are called as levels of software testing. Someone asks you, tell me the different levels of software testing. What do you answer? What are the different levels of software testing, guys? First one is unit testing. First level of software testing is unit testing. Then we have integration testing as a second level of software testing. Okay. Then we have system testing as another level of software testing. And then we have user acceptance testing as another level of software testing. These are the 4 levels of software testing, guys. Okay. How many levels of software testing are there? There are 4 levels of software testing: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing, guys. Okay. There are 4 levels of software testing like unit testing, integration, system, and user acceptance testing. So these are the different levels of software testing. So validation testing will be done in a which type of way? Like verification testing is done in static testing way, right? So similarly, validation testing will be done in which testing way? Is it static testing way? Do you think it is a static testing way? No, right? So whatever you answered in the chat box is 100% right. It is dynamic testing way. Dynamic testing way. Validation testing will be performed in which testing way? Dynamic testing way. How the validation testing will be performed in dynamic testing way means what? Static testing way means testing without running the code is static testing. Whereas dynamic testing means testing by running the code. Okay. When you are performing the testing by running the code, that is called as dynamic testing. So validation testing will be done in a dynamic testing way, where testing will be done in a by running the code. Without running the code and all, if the testing is being done on documents, images, and all those stuff, is verification testing. That is done in a static testing way because we are not running the code here. But other side of the validation testing will be done by running the code in a static dynamic testing way, that is by running the code. So whether it may be unit testing or integration testing or system testing or user acceptance testing will be done in which way? It will be done in dynamic testing way. All these levels of software testing will be done in dynamic testing way, guys. Okay, clear? Everyone clear about what is dynamic testing here? Validation testing will be done in dynamic testing way. And what are the different levels of software testing which follows this dynamic testing approach? Unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. Okay, all these levels of testing will be done in dynamic testing way, but that is by while doing this testing, the code will be running, guys. Okay, the code will be running. In order for a software tester to do this testing, either unity or integration or system or user acceptance testing, the code need to run. Then the code need to be run. That is dynamic testing. Validation testing will be done in a dynamic testing way, where testing will be done by running the code. All these levels of software testing will need the code to be run to perform the testing. Fine, all good. So first level of software testing is what? What is the first level of software testing, guys? What is the first level of software testing here in this? What is the first level of software testing? Type in the chat box. Guys, tell me. Yes, unit testing, right? Let me explain about unit testing first. Unit testing is the first level of software testing. Unit testing is the first level of software testing. So what happens here is, who will be performing this unit testing? Who will be performing this unit testing? Software tester or developer? Tell me. Developer or software tester? Who will be performing this unit testing? Yes, developer will be performing. Okay. Don't think that there is a testing word. It doesn't mean that software tester have to perform the testing. Unit testing will be done by the developer, the one who is writing the code or building the software. Okay, the developer will perform the unit testing. How the developer will perform the unit testing? Assume that this is a software application that is being built. For that, developers have written a lot of code here. So the developer who has written all this code for building the software will break the software into smallest possible units. Okay, till what level they will break the software code? whatever that is possible. Okay, behind this, if they break, they cannot perform testing. Got it? Developer will break this entire code that is written for developing or building the software, okay, into smallest pieces called as units. What are this? Each and every box known as units. Each and every box here is known as what? Units. Okay, here developer will break the entire code into multiple parts, multiple smallest possible parts, which these boxes cannot be broken further. These boxes cannot be broken further. Okay, that is unit. Okay, so here each and everything is called as a unit. Here each and every box is called as what, guys? Here each and every box is called as a what? It's called as a unit. Here each and every box is called as unit. This is one unit, this is one unit, this is one unit, this is one unit. Like each and every box is a unit, guys. Okay. Developer will break the software into multiple smallest parts, smallest breakable parts known as units. Behind this, if someone developer will try to break this, behind this unit, what will happen? That particular unit cannot be tested. That cannot be called as unit, and that the testability of the code will go. Okay. Till what level the developers will break this code? Smallest pieces for which testing should be possible. Can anyone give an example of a unit? Can anyone give an example of a unit? How does a unit look like? Let's say the developer is building a software for doing all the mathematical calculations. Assume that, okay? All the mathematical calculations, the developer is building an application. So one of the unit can be like this, okay? One of the unit can be a method, okay? Public void. If you don't know Java or something, ignore these guys, okay? I'm just writing at a high level, but you can understand int a comma int b, okay? Int a comma int b. Here print of. I'm just writing at a high level. This is not the right code. System dot out dot print of a plus b. Okay. So there is one method. Okay. This is one method. Okay. One example of a unit can be this kind of method. Okay. So this can be tested or not. This particular method can be tested or not. Yes or no? This particular method can be tested. Can we test this as a unit? As a unit, can we test this? Tell me. Can we test? Yes, right? I'll pass 5 and 4. I'll call this add method and pass 5 and 4. Into A, 5 will be going. Into B, 4 will be going. 5 and 4. System.out.println 5 plus 4. How much output is coming? 5 plus 4. How much output is coming, guys? If the result is coming as 9, that means this code is working fine. Next type of testing I'll do on the same code is I'll pass 0 and 0. 0 should come. I'll pass -1 and -3. -4 should come. I'll pass -5 and 4. -1 should come. I'll pass -3 and 4. +1 should come. Right? If you are providing some inputs and you are getting a correct answer, okay, by giving possible inputs and getting the correct result means this code is working fine. This is how the unit testing will be performed. Got it, guys? Clear? This is one of the example of the unit piece of the code. Okay, entire code that is written for building the application will be broken down into smallest parts, which cannot be broken further. If they are broken further, the testing can't be done. Okay, such level they will be broken into smallest pieces called as units. One of the example of the unit will be like this. One of the example of the unit will be like this, and developer will perform testing of individual unit code. Okay, to see individually they are working fine or not. That kind of testing is called as unit testing. Everyone clear? We cannot say like that, okay? We cannot say testing individual parts of the code, okay? We cannot say testing individual parts of the code. We cannot say like that, PA, okay? That's not the right way. As part of unit testing, developer will break the code into smallest possible pieces or units, okay? And testing those units individually is called as unit test. You cannot say individual parts of the code, right? You got the difference, right? Whatever you said and whatever I said, right? Developer will break the code into smallest pieces which cannot be broken further. Here each and every piece is called as unit. Testing those units individually is called as unit test. That's how you have to answer. Okay. In two statements you answer instead of giving. You see, no one nowadays worries about the definitions and all, right? You don't have to give in a single line. Okay. You can explain also. If someone asks you about unit testing, don't tell it as a definition. Okay. Gone are the days where people are asking for definitions and all. Okay. So here you should able to express whether you understand unit testing or not. You should be able to give an example. You have to, make other guy think that you know that stuff. Okay. So that's one thing. Okay. This is what is unit testing, guys. Then next one is what, guys? What is the next thing? Next thing is integration testing. What is the next one, guys? Next thing is integration testing. What is the next level of software testing here? The next level of software testing is integration testing. Next level of software testing is integration testing. Who will be performing this integration testing, guys? Who will be performing this integration testing? Tell me. Again, developer only. Here integration testing will be also done by developer only. Okay. Here I'm not only teaching you V model. You see, the V model, you may think that V model, SDLC model is taking time. Here I'm not covering just V model. By keeping V model in front end, I'm just covering lot of concepts of testing here. Verification testing, static testing, validation testing, dynamic testing. Okay. Static testing techniques I covered. Now I'm covering the, okay, different levels of software testing. These are multiple topics, guys. Okay. Don't think that I'm covering V model from last 2 days or 3 days. Don't think like that. Okay. Every topic I'm covering in depth. Okay. So these are separate topics, but with V model, I'm covering the software testing concepts. Okay. Just imagine that. Okay. Sometimes we have to cover something with some other things. Okay. So instead of covering these levels of software testing completely differently, I'm just putting all this into single thing and then explaining so that you'll understand in a better way. Okay. This is a better way of explaining, right? If I explain levels of software testing separately, can you understand? No. If I put into the V model and say validation, verification, validation, and then explain, you will get the point, right? That's what is important. People try to explain levels of software testing separately, but I'm not doing that. I'm combining that with the real-time SDLC model, V model, and in that verification, validation, I explained and how the verification can be done. So people explain static testing separately, dynamic testing separately, verification separately, validation separately, V model separately, levels of software testing separately, static testing techniques separately. Now, can you understand? If they are taught separately, can you understand all these topics? How they are useful in real time? Can you understand? If I separate each and every topic and explain it to you, can you understand in real world what they are for? You will only by heart them, right? You'll by heart them. But here I take a SDLC model, then I mentioned verification, validation, static testing, dynamic testing. Now you are getting the context. Now you are getting the context. This is what is really required. Why you are learning, that is also important. Why we have to learn levels of software testing? If I teach you separately, you will just try to remember it, but you will not understand what is the reason I am learning. You will not understand why the testing need to be divided into 4 parts. You will not understand, right? That's the problem. Okay. So that is the reason, guys. We have to understand with proper base and all, proper context and all. That is the reason this session is going too long. That's okay. But whatever I'm covering is very important, guys. These things, you see, whenever I take trainings for, Capgemini, their batch name itself is said as V and V, V and V training. Got it? I take some trainings, corporate trainings for Capgemini company. Freshers will come there and, V and V training will be there. Their name is V and V training. You see, people need to know what is verification, validation. That much important these concepts are. Though they are theoretical and all, but you need to understand what is verification, what is validation. Okay. So when I take the batches of Capgemini batches and all, their team names are mentioned as, the training batch name is mentioned as V and V. When I ask them, like, what is V? What is another V? Okay. They don't know that. Okay. I will explain them. V stands for verification, V stands for validation, then how the verification will be done, how the validation will be there, will be done, to do the verification static testing way, what are the different techniques available, then to do the validation in a dynamic testing way, okay, what are the different levels of software testing available, okay, all these things we have to interconnect together and explain as a single thing, okay, that is very important. Don't, but outside will not get this kind of stuff, guys. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Other more than that, I don't want to say anything else. So integration testing, guys. Integration testing. Who will be performing the integration testing, guys? Who will be performing the integration testing? Developer. Okay. In the integration testing, what will happen? In the integration testing, what will happen, guys? In the integration testing, developer. Okay, at a high level cover, but there are under integration also. different types of different approaches are there. Okay, I'll come to the approaches later, but for now try to understand the integration testing. Here individual units which are tested individually, independently, each and every unit is tested independently here in the unit testing, right? But here in case of integration testing, okay, a group of related units in whatever the way that is possible will be connected together. They will be connected together like this somehow. Okay, somehow the units will be connected to together somehow in a logical way. Okay, instead of testing after testing the after unit testing is performed, then integration testing will be performed. So what testing will be performed first out of unit testing and integration testing? Which testing will be done first by developer? Unit testing or integration testing? First unit testing will be done. This is the first position. Then integration testing will be done. Second level, that's why we call levels. After level 1 is done, in the level 1 unit testing, level 2 integration testing. After unit and integration testing are done, then system testing, third level. After all these three are done, at the last user acceptance testing will be done. Now at level 2 integration testing is there at the level 2. After unit testing is done, then integration testing will be done. Then integration testing will be done by the developer only. Okay. Developer will be doing the integration testing. Here logical units will be connected together and as a whole, okay, by merging the units which were tested independently in the unit testing, once they are working independently correctly, separately, independently, all this unit test will be tested separately and see whether they are working fine or not. Then this group of units will be integrated together. That's why we call it as integration. Will be grouped together and together whether they are working fine or not. Once they are working, again one more unit will be attached. Okay, this process will go on. This process will go on, guys. Okay, this process will go on. And coming to the integration testing, guys. Coming to the integration testing, guys. Okay, coming to the integration testing, there are different approaches. Okay, there are different approaches to perform the integration testing. We can call this as integration testing approaches. Okay, we will call them as integration testing. What are the different integration testing approaches we have then? There are different type of integration testing approaches. What are they? One is top-down integration testing approach. Other one is bottom-up integration testing approach. Then we have sandwich integration testing. Sandwich integration. Is it correct? Which spelling? Sandwich. Okay. Sandwich integration testing approach. Other one is big bang integration testing approach. These are the different type of integration testing approaches we have. I will explain about the different integration testing in tomorrow's session, guys. Okay. In tomorrow's session, I'll cover different types of integration testing approaches. For now, just try to understand. Okay. So top-down integration testing approach, 4 integration testing approaches are there to perform the integration testing. Okay, there are different approaches followed. Why different approaches need to be followed? Okay, which unit to be combined with which unit? There should be an approach, right? How you are combining the units, there should be an approach. For the different integration testing approaches are there. Okay, how you are integrating the units to perform the integration testing. For that, approaches will be there. What approach you are following? For that, there are 4 approaches here generally: top down, bottom up, sandwich, and big bang. Okay, which I will be covering in depth in the tomorrow session. Now, one important thing I want to cover here today in today's session. You understood what is unit testing, what is integration testing, but I need to cover different levels of integration testing. Okay, tomorrow I'll cover system testing and user acceptance testing. Also, tomorrow I'll cover this. I need to go down a bit deeper here in system testing and user acceptance testing also. But for now, whatever the unit testing is and integration testing is there now. Okay. Here, who is performing the integration and unit testing and integration testing? Who is performing the unit testing and integration testing? Developers. Now tell me, while performing the unit testing and integration testing, will the developer will be able to see the code? Will the developer will be able to see the code while performing unit testing and integration testing? Yes. Such kind of testing is called as white box testing. Okay. What is, okay, white box testing? Another terminology has come here. Okay. Examples of the white box testing are unit testing and integration testing. Okay, unit testing and integration testing are the examples of the white box testing. Why we call unit testing and integration testing as a white box testing? Because Okay, while performing testing, if code is visible, that is called as while performing the testing, if code is visible, that is called as white box testing. Clear, guys? Able to understand this? While performing the testing, if the code is visible for whoever is the person who is performing the testing can see the code while performing the testing, that is called as white box testing. Unit testing is a white box testing. Integration testing is also white box testing because developer will be performing the unit testing. While performing the unit testing, unit piece of code will be visible here. That's why unit testing is a white box testing type. And also integration testing, also multiple units will be clubbed together, and each and every unit code will be displayed visible here. That's why integration testing is also white box testing. Okay. Integration testing is also white box testing. Then what about system testing and user acceptance testing? Who will be performing the system testing and user acceptance testing? Software testers will be performing that. Okay. Who will be performing the system testing and user acceptance testing? Software testers. Will the software testers will be able to see the code while performing system testing and user acceptance testing? Will the software testers will be able to see the code while performing the system testing and user? No, that is called as black box testing. Okay. I'll cover about black box testing tomorrow. Okay. Like the way I covered white box testing tomorrow, the remaining parts will be covered to you. And I'll explain all the approaches of the integration testing tomorrow. After that is done, we'll move to system testing and user acceptance testing, which will not be done by developers. The system testing and user acceptance testing, which are third and fourth levels of software testing, will be done by the software testers. And the testing will be done in a which way? Code will be visible? No, that is called as black box testing. I'll cover more about the black box testing and how the code will not be visible with examples and all. I'll cover tomorrow. Okay, fine. So guys, any questions from today's session? This is where I want to stop today, guys. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask me right now. Does anyone have any questions from today's session topic? Different static testing techniques I covered today. Different levels of as part of validation testing, dynamic testing I covered. Okay, I also covered what is dynamic testing now. What are the different levels of software testing that will be performed as part of validation testing, unit integration, system acceptance, and unit and integration I covered today. Okay, fine. Okay, guys, that's all from today's session. Hope you have learned something new from today's session. Okay, we'll continue the things tomorrow. Okay, and we'll learn other concepts also at the same time. Okay. No, no, Atul, I don't have anything for now. Okay. I don't have anything. Okay. We'll see that later in the upcoming sessions for now. Okay. Don't know, Mrudula. These things are taking time. So after V model is important one. After V model is done, we have something like RAD model and other one is there. Okay. Big Bang model is there. Those are very simple ones. RAD model and Big Bang doesn't take this much of time. This much of concepts are not required. Once covered that right, we'll definitely go to Agile. Okay. Maybe in tomorrow's session, we may complete all the SDLC models except Agile. And day after tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting Agile. I'm just thinking, okay. Or maybe tomorrow itself, if the time permits, I may start Agile also. Okay. It depends. But I don't want to compromise with the content. Okay. That's the reason. Okay. I don't want to give false commitments here. So maybe tomorrow it may start, or day after tomorrow, definitely it will start. Okay. We just are very near to Agile and Jira, guys. Okay. With all these concepts, you'll understand the Agile and Jira in a better way. Okay. Don't think that these concepts are different from Agile and Jira. These concepts are really required for understanding Agile and Jira. Okay. So don't worry about when we reach Agile and Jira. Okay. We are nearby. Don't worry. Okay. But even these concepts are very important. Okay. No matter whether you know Agile and Jira, these are also very important. Okay. Fine. So fine. That's all for today. I'll post these notes here. Notes from today's class. Okay, done. So we'll continue from there from tomorrow. Okay. So the next things will be continued tomorrow. And today is like, what is that today's date? Okay, today is just like Tuesday, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday, and most probably tomorrow itself, if the time permits, we'll start the agile concepts and all. And and day after tomorrow, Jira will be going on. Agile Jira will take maybe by Friday we'll be completing Agile Jira. I'm just thinking, okay. The same pace if you are going means I'm just expecting the agile Jira to be completed by Friday. I'm just guessing. Okay. If not, one day will be extended or one day maybe reduced also. It depends. Okay. I don't want to give a fixed time for that things. We'll do a research also, right? Parallelly, we are doing research. So we don't know how much time will it take for research. That's the reason I'm not committing to anything. Fine. Fine. Again, on Saturday and Sunday, we have API testing classes as usual. Okay. Things will keep going on, guys. Don't worry about the things and all. Okay. Only thing is that we learning good things or not is very important. Okay. Ongoingly, we have to learn something new and we have to make ourselves move to the next level and all. So that's the thing. Okay. Fine. Fine then. So that's all for this for today's session, guys. Okay. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time and we'll continue with the next topics and all. Okay. Bye everyone. Take care. See you in tomorrow's session.